Chef.
The French Chef is made possible by a grant from the Polaroid Corporation.
Welcome to the French Chef. I'm Julia Child. All you need to make an omelet is a hot fire, and you need a bowl, and you need some butter, and some salt and pepper, and some eggs.
In the 1950s, the majority of Americans ate potatoes and meat as an average meal. Women did most of, if not all of the cooking, as they shared recipes from magazines for quick and easy dinners. Up until this point, food was not celebrated. It was a necessity the woman made and the men and rest of the family ate. A cultural transformation took place in the late 1950s in America. This transformation was sparked by none other than Julia Child.
Dubbed Our Lady of the Ladle in 1966 by Time magazine, Julia Child was a cultural phenomenon who introduced America to French cooking.
Julia was the face of cooking. It was the first time seeing a woman out of a home kitchen as a professional, being strong and powerful and playful.
Julia really changed cooking in the United States because she took it from being drudgery to being a joy, the joy that it should be.
While Julia spent some time in France after her stint as a spy in World War II, she enrolled and attended Le Cordon Bleu cooking school in Paris, France.
I think when Julie first attended the Cordon Bleu, she did create a revolution. Not only was she a woman, she was an American woman, and she was bound and determined to prove that she could do this, and she did.
While in France, Julia picked up on the idea that food wasn't fuel, it was an art. She brought that concept along with the other cooking techniques she had mastered with her back to America. The fact that a woman of this era was able to revolutionize and popularize a whole industry is why Julia Child is thought of as not only a top comedian in the food world, but also a systematic engineer.
After many years of collaborative work, the 2-volume, 734-page cookbook was published in 1961.
Mastering the Art of French Cooking was groundbreaking because it was one of the first books to present everything in a step-by-step approach, which made it easy for people to follow and learn.
Not only did this step-by-step recipe book help make cooking enjoyable and fun for English-speaking people, but it was also translated into French, which was a huge contributor to immersion. Julia Child essentially helped bring French culture to America through food and the translation of her books.
Julia got her start on TV at the public television station in Boston when she was on as a guest promoting her cookbook. They got so much of a response that they asked her to come back and do a cooking show.
The French Chef was the first nationwide cooking show. Julia Child's attitude was great for amateur cooks. The way she was carefree, and if you make a mistake, it's okay, just keep going, move on.
Julia's presence on TV is what really made her the face of cooking in America. There was no one like her back then, and honestly, I don't believe there's anyone like her today still.
In 1993, Julia Child became the first woman inducted into the Culinary Institute Hall of Fame. In 2000, the Smithsonian National Museum of American History moved her kitchen and made it part of their permanent exhibit.
One of Julia's greatest gifts was she helped to spark an outcry for better ingredients.
We talk about locavores today, we talk about sustainable and organic, and all of these are the names that are given to what I think Julia started.
I think Julia brought to America about changing the way we thought about cooking. It wasn't a job that just had to be done quickly in the kitchen. It was really about having a great time, being in there with friends, with family, and enjoying the process.
What some may not know is that Julia Child's TV show almost did not get the approval to air publicly because of how enthusiastic and almost drunk-like she appeared while cooking. Nevertheless, when it did air, people around the world united in their love for her and her cooking. Between the two achievements mentioned in the video in 1993 and 2000, in 1996, Julia Child won a Primetime Emmy Award for Achievement in Educational Television for The French Chef. She was the first educational television personality ever to receive an Emmy in open competition. In the 1990s, Julia Child was also dedicated to working with Boston University in order to create a Master Liberal Arts degree in gastronomy. After she was successful in this, she and her team created the Julia Child Foundation for Gastronomy and Culinary Arts. During her lifetime, it was a foundation that gave scholarships and grants, but after her death in 2004, the foundation became devoted to honoring her life and keeping her wonderful legacy alive.